Welcome back to another edition of Let's Play WWE 2004. And as always, I'm here with Sam. And Sam, it sounds like you have some company.
Yeah, my cat. He's just being a little pain. He's trying to kill my earbud.
Oh, that could be a problem.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just a baby. Hey, how cold is it over there in New York for you today?
I'm not sure, but I can tell you in a minute.
I'm not sure either for some reason, but I usually have the weather right on my phone. It's cold here. Oh, it's 50 degrees and I'm freezing.
It's actually 50 degrees here, too.
Oh, nice!
Now with the weather out of the way, let's jump back into the wrestling. And since it's been a while, or at least a few weeks, since our last video, I thought it would be nice to spotlight for you, the viewers, and also refresh for us who the champions are following WrestleMania. So, Ray is still the Cruiserweight champ. Kurt won the world title from Brock at WrestleMania.
Wait, didn't this go in the world title?
In your dreams.
Oh.
Christian won a triple threat at Mania against Randy and Booker for the Intercontinental title. The Guerreros won the tag titles at WrestleMania. Cena is United States champion. Trish is world champion. Trish is women's champion.
Very nice. You can't see him.
Hunter is still world champion, and the Dudleys are still tag team champions.
Did the Dudleys win the belt at WrestleMania, or did they win them at the Rumble?
They won them at the Rumble.
Okay.
The only other thing that I could pinpoint with this is what? Oh, I guess when Cena won the belt, it was with the as long as the prestige for those watching and for those who don't know, as long as the prestige of a floating or main event title is above a 72, then when people win it, they get 10% towards their Hall of Immortals induction, and if you get them to 100% by the time that they retire, then they automatically get inducted into the Hall of Immortals. See, Kurt doesn't really matter considering he's already going in, but either way, the reason why Cena didn't get any is because the title was under 72 when he won it.
I didn't know that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So, as long as Cena can keep the belt above a 72, whoever wins the belt from Cena will get 10% towards Hall of Immortal status. And the same thing happens for those who main event at WrestleMania or any historic or legendary event. There are a few other things that, if you want to know what causes the percentage of the Hall of Immortal status to go up, check out the edit data side of the game. And then that'll fill you in on what you can do to get somebody who may have never been in the Hall of Immortals into the Hall of Immortals. But either way, it's time for Velocity, so, yeah.
Not attack my charging cable, you little brat. Hope you just don't listen to you.
So the only problem I see with that feud that we were starting up is now, between Nakamura and Sean O'Haire, is Nakamura is now the mid-carder and Sean O'Haire is a lower mid-carder. I mean, I know Sean O'Haire was going to lose either way, but...
Did we actually start the feud yet?
Well, let me just...
Because we can still feud him.
Yeah.
But did the feud actually start?
I'll check it. I could actually check here.
Okay, because I was thinking of having Nakamura win a match and Sean Hair comes out and like cut the promo and attacks him or something.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. Sean Hair, Nakamura.
It's been at least a couple weeks though since we did, because it would have been hot. It would have been in the 40s if it was recent.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either. Shit, I'm learning all kinds of stuff.
Well, no, because this just means that the thing went down.
Yeah.
Because it's too low to have it with the segments that it had.
Get out of here, buddy.
So, I mean, what we could do is have the separate, the one more week on Velocity and then move it to Smackdown next week.
Okay.
Partially because if we're planning on keeping this going to the pay-per-view, I mean, I don't know if we are, but if we are, technically SmackDown's next pay-per-view isn't until May, so the longer way we take with this feud, the longer this feud takes to develop, the better, because we have a long time till the next pay-per-view.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah. Not knowing if, this feud is actually going to go to the next pay-per-view or not, but I mean, unless we go the route of one match and then blowing it off at the pay-per-view. Which is possible. You want to go Disco or you want to go Billy Kidman? Because I know you like Disco, having Disco on SmackDown.
Yeah, let's go Kidman. I was actually going to ask if you think it would be an okay idea to make John Cena's first U.S. title defense against Disco Inferno.
As long as Cena can win.
Of course.
Well, I know how much you love Disco Inferno, so I wasn't sure.
We're building a John Cena machine. We're building a prototype, if you will.
Half the people watching probably won't get that reference. And the reason why we're not talking, just for those viewers, is because after all the time we've done this, I know that Sam really doesn't care what we book on Velocity, so I'm trying to get through the show as quick as possible.
I really don't care about Velocity.
Which is the
WWE television. How well do you keep up with the modern day product?
pretty well, yeah.
I keep up with it, but I don't really watch Raw and SmackDown. I figure the pay-per-views will video recap everything that I need to know anyways. And so I just watch the pay-per-view.
I mean, that's a good point. That is a good point.
I try to catch NXT every week. I don't catch it every week, but more times than not, I'll watch NXT.
Is Simon here?
They've been better than Raw.
His contract hasn't started yet.
Oh, Simon Dean.
Yeah.
Simon Dean, Simon Diamond.
Oh, because I was thinking that we could have Simon and CW do a short program with the Acolytes.
Oh shit, you know what we can do? We can make a little tiny Velocity stable that doesn't really have any effect on the major WWE landscape, but it can still be fun for Velocity. And it could be Swinger, Anderson, and Diamond.
Yeah, that works.
Not Swinger?
No, but we can. I'm pretty sure we can sign him. I don't think he's on a written contract.
Well, I think Dawn Marie's with somebody else, O'Hare and Palumbo.
Yeah, she is, but Johnny, Chuck, and Nunzio. The FBI introduce a new member. Tony Mama Luke.
Wait, what's her tag team then? Jindrak and...
She's with Cade and Jindrak.
Oh, Jindrak means Lance Cade, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this... Because I'm thinking Jindrak Palumbo, Jindrak O'Hare. And I go, well, Palumbo's in the FBI, O'Hare's a singles wrestler, so what do we do?
Hey. It's not Lance Cade, it's Garrison Cade.
Whatever, same shit. Hey man, I'm drinking cold brew coffee out of a wine glass, so I don't care. That just proves I don't care. So usually I do this recording with you in San Jose at my cousin's house. That's where I usually am during the week. But today I'm doing it, and for the very first time ever, at my house, Tracy, California.
Anybody who's listening, don't try and look for him. You won't be able to find him. He's in the shadows.
Hey, guess who else lives in Tracy, California? MC Hammer.
Huh. You're more relevant now than MC Hammer was.
I know.
Huh.
No. I'm more relevant now than MC Hammer currently is. Because in 1992, he was pretty damn relevant.
That's true. Yeah. I just wanted you to show your age.
But I was like in third grade, so.
Yeah, I just wanted you to show your age.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bastard. Little child.
I know. WrestleMania.
Look at my phone.
And then we'll give another minute to Kidman and Shannon Moore.
Oh my goodness, this cat is insane. Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Midnight, not Freddie Mercury. We'd have to pay copyrights to... we'd have to pay somebody if we wanted to use Freddie Mercury. I'm assuming.
Hire the Kiss Demon.
What do you want, Dale Torborg?
I'm just kidding, I don't want him.
We can get Dale...
Because some of our wrestlers aren't that smart, and we need some people on the road.
We can get Dale Torborg and Abe Knuckleball Schwartz and make him a tag team.
Well, we could. What could that be called?
Oh, I don't know.
The Kiss MVP.
Well, for those who don't know, Dale Torborg was actually a coach for the White Sox, so...
Oh, that's what he was. He wasn't a substitute teacher. He was a baseball coach.
But he also worked in WCW as the Kiss Demon.
But then again, who didn't, right?
Yeah.
Between him and Brian Adams.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What's your favorite gimmick that Brian Adams ever had?
This sounds like a question that Conrad would ask Bruce Pritchard on the Bruce Pritchard podcast.
I love that show. Oh, you know.
Do.
For me, it would have to be Mr. Fuji, of course. I like Chronic a lot, though, too.
I like Chronic too.
Huh?
I like Chronic too.
I'm just bummed that Terry got him fired. I mean, allegedly, I don't know for sure, but I heard that they had the big match with Undertaker and Kane, and then Undertaker went to Vince and said, fuck these guys, they don't know how to work for shit. And then, there you go, that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but...
Well, just because he told the truth doesn't mean the guys have to be fired.
Exactly, instead of gone to the power plant or something.
Well, the power plant closed after WCW closed.
Oh, well, you know, it's somewhere.
I'm sure Michael Hayes would know where to send him.
True. Cabot, North Carolina.
Do.
Mega Wrestling. I'm being hunted right now.
Oh, I told you, viewers, stay away from Sam.
Get off of my charging cable, you little brat. So I'm being hunted by a 5-month-old kid.
Interrupt. Angles. Celebration following title win. Announce Brock's rematch. So now my question to you is, would you want to do something like they did in real life, or did in real life, going like they did when, like they did going into Survivor Series, where they had, 1 week it was, world title match, and then the next week was, like we have, week to week we have different title matches.
I don't know. That's kind of weird. I didn't even know they did that in real life.
Yeah, going into Survivor Series, they had the World WWE title on the line, and then the next week they had the Women's title, and then the next week they had the Tag Team titles.
We could do that, but I still want to see John Cena versus Disco Inferno, and that's not a good main event. Are you saying that the title match has to be the main event of every show?
No. Just on the show.
Okay.
Just on the show.
Okay.
Because I was thinking that, we could have World's Greatest against, are Los Guerreros not a tag team?
They have to be. Those tag team champions.
Los Guerreros aren't a tag team.
The game won't let you put a tag team in a title match unless they're a tag team. Isn't that true?
No, that's not true.
Well, that must have been an older version, like 2010 or something. Because I've experienced that before.
Well, what may have been the thing is...
In a title match, unless they're made into an actual tag team, you motherfucker. And I was like, whoa! Don't talk to me like that, Adam Ryland.
Wow, you've got an interesting game. It curses at you.
Yeah. Clean.
You want to still do the match, or do you want to scrap the match?
Hold on, I'm only looking at the screen. You have previously discovered that John Cena has poor chemistry with... Oh, really? Yeah, I guess we'll scrap it then. I was looking forward to it myself, but...
Okay, then we can probably hold it off this week and do it, next week or something.
We probably shouldn't do it ever at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, never seen the game of a bad match.
Well, we can always look back at the match and see how bad it was. You know what?
Are you booking Smackdown right now?
Yeah, we're booking Smackdown right now.
Okay, let's see. Oh, highlights of WrestleMania, the Guerreros. Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot Rob Conway was on the show by himself.
We can give the match to Rob Conway.
Yeah.
As a SmackDown debut against John Cena.
Oh, true, yeah. That's true. Oh, Cena's a main eventer, wow. One win over the Big Show makes him a main eventer.
And then, before the match, do a promo where John Cena is rated on entertainment and Rob Conway is not rated.
Wow, somebody doesn't trust Rob Conway.
You blame me?
I mean, I don't think Conway would do that bad.
What's his entertainment? Go look at the skills.
He has strong entertainment.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I guess rate him on entertainment then.
See, I told you.
Maybe rate Cena on Overdose and Conway on entertainment. I don't know.
Oh no, I mean, if we just rate Conway on entertainment, this segment will suck.
If we rated Cena on Overdose?
Oh, but it's good the way it is. It's good the way it is.
Cena on entertainment?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever, man. You're the Vince McMahon behind this whole ordeal. I'm just Kevin Dunn.
Oh, why do you want to be hated?
Because nothing soothes me more than a crowd that boos me. On the shoulder rose. Is this what you were talking about?
What other feuds do we have? Well, this feud could probably end Jindrak and Cade versus the APA. We probably could have continued that one.
Attack me, you little jerk. Don't attack me, you little jerk.
We probably could have continued,
Here, get back over here. I'm gonna get you.
you want the Impact players to cut a promo on, you know what we could do? We could actually do a match instead.
Oh, have that tag team feud end, and then have the Impact players attack the winner. Probably the APA. The Impact players aren't going to beat the APA probably, but it'll still be like cool for them to come together and do that shit.
Well, but they haven't fought Lundrick yet. They're still feuding with Lundrick.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't even think that Just Incredible and Lance Storm have teamed together yet.
Oh, wow.
No, they haven't teamed together yet.
Okay, so yeah, have them wasted on the big tag team feud. We'll do a slow burn.
Justin, Lance.
Ooh, it's cold out here too. I have my morning green.
Well, we can do this.
Yes, pick that one.
No.
11:30. Hey, we'll be done by 11:30. Yeah, we should be done by 11:30 here. Sounds good.
What do you think of Heyman announcing the best of 5 for the best of 5 with Edge and Benoit?
Yeah, that's good. Will the game penalize us for doing repetitive booking?
No, I turned that off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it took me a second to remember what you to know to think about what you were saying, and I just remembered that they used to penalize you for repetitive booking, but I turned that off.
What you're probably about, but then I figured it out.
Which title is this for?
The computer thing came a blank here. Let's see. Wait, is there 2 titles on the line?
No, do you want it to be for a shot at a title? Like maybe one of them going against Cena? Because I just realized Jericho could probably go against Angle next.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's do... Who are the Smackdown Tag Team Champions right now? Oh yeah, the Guerreros. Oh yeah, we have time for that. Yeah, let's have them finish against John Cena. We can even do a world title. Who's the world champion on SmackDown?
Angle.
You want to do it for a future world title shot? Are they... Wait, this is 2004. Yeah, let's do the U.S. title.
Okay.
There's no world champion contenders yet in 2004.
And that could, Well, I was thinking we could have Brock and Angle main event next week.
Okay. As Brock's rematch clause?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do at the pay-per-view with Angle then?
Well, I was thinking that after Brock, he could go with Jericho, because Jericho did win his feud with Benoit. Because I forgot Jericho was still on SmackDown. Well, since we booked Bradshaw in a singles match, we can always book Ron Simmons in one too. Plus, we like Rhino, so it's okay.
Yeah, we do like Rhino.
Yeah.
Is this Edge's big return?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's wait on the best of 5. Let's have them, because we should have a big, moment for Edge.
You want to give him a special entrance before...
Yeah, we'll give him, a promo to say that he's back and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And then maybe Chris will walk and say, hey, you know what? I would run this place while you're gone.
Yeah, that works.
I'm the true Canadian champion around here.
Edge's return through his broken neck.
Well, you know what? Actually, I do kind of like your idea. Did you delete it?
No.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of like your idea. Okay, you're gonna do both segments? That's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Because I kind of like him going, you can face the returning Edge. That's kind of a good idea, okay.
Either way, it doesn't...
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. I'm good with it. Good with it. My little kid is super playful right now.
Discuss that Heyman has #1 contenders for the tag titles, which will be announced next week. Would you be okay with the Outlaws being #1 contenders for the tag titles?
Not right off the bat. I feel like we need to introduce them first.
But, reintroduce them?
Yes. Did we introduce them yet, did we?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to,
Oh.
reintroduce them to the scene a little bit. Because last time our audience saw Billy Gunn, wasn't he buddying up with Chuck?
No, we've used Billy this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are the tag team champions again? Or the Guerreros?
What we could do is we could have Paul introduce him next week, but have it get interrupted by like the FBI and the APA and, you know, teams like that, and have it be where the match is set for the pay-per-view if the Outlaws can get through the other teams.
That's a fun idea. I like that. So the other teams are kind of offended that they were here, and then the old team has come back.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good idea. I kind of like that. It'll be fun.
The other question I have is, would you be cool with starting the best of 5 tonight?
Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's try to have the last one at the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Because we have, what, 2 months or a month and a half?
Give or take a month and a half.
Yeah. What is this? You're a cat?
Who do you think main events?
You know what I'm thinking? Not for the main event though, but I'm thinking that we hire like a jobber, and Big Show just comes out and beats him up and says that he wants to do a title back.
Big Show and Cena still feuding, or did we close that feud? I mean, even if we close the feud, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because Cena's gonna need somebody to face anyway.
Let's have Big Show beat up the Bashams.
The Bashams are on Raw.
Oh, that's what I wanted to use then.
I know. We'll just get White Trash Johnny Webb.
That's it. We'll pretend like he has like a match tonight, and then Big Show will just attack on him. And then he'll get the microphone and be like, John Cena! What were you at title back? In my very first match ever, I beat Hulk Hogan for the world title. Was Ric Flair. I don't know. Was it Hogan or Flair he beat in his first match?
Hogan.
For the world title. Oh, I had it right the first time.
Well, how could you forget? Because that was the incredible debut of the Yeti.
Of Andre the Giant's son.
And the first rape on national pay-per-view.
Did you just say the first rape on national pay-per-view?
Yeah, because the Yeti and the Giant the Yeti was humping Hulk Hogan.
You know, before you say things like that, you should really think about being sensitive to other people.
Hey, since when are we sensitive on this series?
That pay-per-view was shown around the world. So if you to call the first national race, that's like not giving enough credit.
Yeah, and the second one was Katie Vick.
I don't know, man, give it Katie Vick. I listen to this podcast. I'm friends with these guys that do this podcast called Katie Vick of the Live Alive. And the podcast is about as raunchy as the name.
I don't know how it couldn't be.
You know who one of the frequent guests on the show is?
Who?
She Young.
But she's dead.
Well, she shows up, you know, and she calls everybody a bunch of pussies.
I mean, well, okay. The reason why I'm here, for those who are watching, is because one thing I started doing in another series is I started taking people from development, borrowing them from developmental and having them compete in dark matches, sort of like they would do in real life.
That's good with me. I'm good with that. Let's put Ben Albright in the dark match.
That's actually who I was looking at. Do you want to bring up another guy from Developmental, too, to face Albright?
Yeah, let's do Colt.
Colt? Okay.
You mean put them against stars, right?
No, I was just going to put them against each other.
But then what the guys go, oh, we were so bad because there was this jobber match between two jobbers.
It's a dark match.
Okay.
No, you could do a dark match between two jobbers.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as it's on the pre-show. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the game would get pissed off, but if it's on the pre-show, they won't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you get jobbers wins. You put them on the pre-show.
I usually put jobbers against, like, stars.
Oh, well, yeah, on the regular show.
Like, you know, all Ziggler type.
So a jobber against a jobber?
Get off that. Oh, he's such a little pain in the butt. There's a little piece of plastic on the floor. He picks it up, shakes his head, and throws it. Gizmo. Come here, Gizmo, you brat.
You ready to jump into the show?
Yeah. The Giz is ready too.
Alrighty. Wow.
Smackdown action.
No wonder why they're in Developmental.
Oh, they both suck.
Yeah.
That's okay though, that's not too bad.
Well, this could also warrant us bringing one of them or both of them up in the tag team if they're ready soon. Like if they're ready in the near future, knowing this could let us bring them up in a tag team to.
Wait, what are you knowing that they had a 31 and a 25?
Yeah, like they're not because if people have good chemistry in a tag team, then their in-ring performance can get increased.
Right, but what I'm saying is, with the WWE, in-ring performance is not based off of performance, it's based off popularity. And so it just takes ring time. And TV time.
True.
Because with the WWE product, it's not based off of performance, it's based off of popularity.
Jeez, Cole.
It's not based off of wrestling, so. Oh, what did I just do? I just messed up my screen.
I pushed it.
No, I messed up the screen. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I moved up to the next segment.
Is this the first episode, the first show? The first segment?
Yeah, this is the first segment.
We only had one dark match? Oh, I'm so mad.
Michael Cole butchered this segment. Announcing job from Michael Cole was pretty weak. Of course it was, because it's Michael freaking Cole.
Yeah.
But either way, good segment.
You know why it says that, right? Announcing is pretty weak.
Because Michael Cole sucks?
Do justice to the people in the ring.
Exactly. Michael Cole could never do justice to the people in the ring.
Oh, wow. That was a good ass match.
Yeah, I guess Eddie Guerrero does produce ratings.
He had an 80.
Yeah, 85. I mean, he carried the match.
Very good Eddie.
Yeah. Highlights of Mania. And Saturn against Matt Hardy.
Not bad. I mean, there's no Eddie Guerrero, but.
Yeah, you didn't want to let Matt Hardy win in his first a match on SmackDown, right? It didn't matter?
I wanted it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I probably would have booked Matt Hardy to win, but it doesn't matter.
Because Saturn is also relatively new, too, so.
Yeah, but I feel like Saturn's more like an enhancement guy. And Matt Hardy's like more of a guy that we went over. But it doesn't matter.
We could always rebook the match in a couple weeks.
I mean, 50-50 booking, you know?
Yeah. We're WWE for a reason.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Speaking of WWE, in a typical WWE segment, no, I'm only kidding, they would never book Justin Incredible to win.
No, they would not.
Justin Incredible and Paul London start their feud. Or continue their feud, rather.
Wait, did Lance Storm interfere and help him win?
Yeah. which sets up the tag team match for next week. $74.
We should call them the Impact Wrestling players. 74?
I told you Rob Conway wasn't that bad.
Robert.
I'm gonna shorten his name when we're off camera.
The Impact Wrestling players win.
I mean, in-ring performance-wise, he is pretty bad, but on the mic, he's okay.
Did you watch the first season of NXT when it was a game show?
Yeah.
Sorry, the second season.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what I'm talking about? Yeah, you remember Caval?
Yeah.
Did you know that one time he said that he was bringing total non-stop action to WWE?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he did. He said that in one of his promos. He was bringing total non-stop action to WWE. And then also, remember Kid Cash? Of course you remember Kid Cash. At some point, I think it was on Smackdown, Michael Cole called him total non-stop attitude. Speaking of TNA references in the WWE.
Well, I missed Edge. I don't know. With this rating, I missed Edge.
Oh, wow. Edge is back, everybody.
I don't know about you. I missed Edge. I don't know about you.
Edge is back. Ladies and gentlemen, since Edge has come back, I decided to give him an opportunity, along with Chris Benoit, to be number one contender to the United States title. Blah, blah, blah.
We're apparently turning Edge heel, by the way. I don't know if you want to keep it or change it once we,
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Rhino wins. Solid,
because then all the baby team.
Probably, yeah. Heyman announced, we get the word that number one contenders for the tag titles will be announced next week. And Big Show beats Johnny Webb in 36 seconds.
Did he cut a promo?
Yep.
Not a bad promo either.
83, what the...
Fireplace.
The fuck?
My kid likes to go on the fireplace and roll around in the stud.
And by the way, the main event with Undertaker and A-Train got an 83.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the main event. Pretty crappy. That's not bad, I guess.
I mean, I don't know how it happened, but we actually did a good show at Smackdown.
We did.
We never do a good show for Smackdown.
Oh, but we didn't include Disco Inferno at all.
Forgive us, Disco. We'll include you in some way next week.
Yeah, we will.
We will include you next week in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
So, with that being said, let us know down below what you thought of the video and what you're thinking so far of at least where we're going for Judgment Day, because we may have a clearer picture of where we're going for Raw, where we're going with Raw for SummerSlam, or as far back as SummerSlam. But SmackDown, it's a little more figuring things out, because the next pay-per-view for SmackDown isn't until May, when Raw has the first pay-per-view following WrestleMania, and that being Backlash in April. So SmackDown has a little bit more time in between the next pay-per-view, much like Raw in real life.
WrestleMania is next for us, though, right?
The what?
WrestleMania is the next pay-per-view for us.
No, we did WrestleMania already.
Oh, yeah, duh. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
So with that being said, let us know down in the comment section below what you'd like to...
Raw pay-per-view?
Yeah, Backlash is Raw's pay-per-view.
There was something in March.
WrestleMania was in March.
March is pretty much over now.
Yeah, WrestleMania was March.
Okay.
Yeah.
April and Backlash and then May. Okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, let us know down in the comment section below if you have any ideas for any talent that we may have that we aren't using, maybe like a Rhino, to get him on TV consistently and help us in any way, because feedback is always more than welcomed and appreciated. But if you don't want to leave a comment, you can always leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ding down that notification bell to always know when a new video comes up on Wrestling Express. Until next time.